What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Chris. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. I hope y'all are enjoying the content. I hope you liked the last vlog. I'm going to be bringing you some nice juicy stuff, but today I just want to talk to you guys about goal setting, how to goal set, and the best way to break it down to have the highest and best results, to be able to achieve what you want to in life. Goal setting. How is the best way to goal set? I get asked this a lot, and the best way to break it down, in my honest opinion, I think the best thing that you can do is have a lot of micro goals, I guess you would call them. Micro goals, I mean setting little goals. So if your goal for the year per se is to make $1 million, or let's say it's to make $500,000, you want to break that into 12 months. So you want to figure out what you need to make in the 12 months to achieve that. And this isn't anything to do with trading. This is just in general, whether you're growing a business or you have online stores or whatever the case is. You want to break it into 12 months. From there, you want to break each month into a weekly goal, and from there you would want to break it into a daily goal. So you need to break it down smaller, because you need to know what you need to achieve on a daily basis. And it's not to say that you're going to achieve that every day. So for example, I'm going to bring it back to trading now. With trading, it's not realistic to say, okay, I want to make $300 every day, because there's going to be some days that you make $500, there's going to be some days that you make $50. But the whole point is to have a rough estimate and a rough guideline as to how you need to follow, and you need to keep in mind that all those days are going to balance each other, right? So that $50 day and that $300 day are going to balance each other out at the end of the week, and so on and so forth for the other days. The good thing about it too is it takes off the pressure of having to say like, oh wow, like a lot of people want to become a millionaire, but that sounds like such a huge task to achieve. When you work at a 9-to-5 job, it sounds like a huge task to achieve. When you go to school, when you're 16, 17, 18, even when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, it sounds, we're taught that has such a high value, when in reality it really doesn't. Like, money has whatever value we put on it. So if you think that $1 million is impossible to achieve, and you think that being a millionaire is the craziest thing in the world, then you're most likely not going to achieve it. If you think that it's just as easy as making $10 however many times over and over again, then you have a higher chance of making $1 million, right? Like, it's not a very difficult task. It's just a task that takes a lot of discipline, a lot of consistency. It takes sacrifice, it takes hard work. And unfortunately, hard work, now more than ever, hard work doesn't mean that you're going to become a millionaire, because if not, everybody that works at a 9-to-5 job would be a millionaire, right? Everybody that opens up a business and works their ass off for a few years would be a millionaire, but that's just not the reality of it, right? It's a combination of working hard, but also working smart, and knowing the steps that you have to take to get to where you want to get in life. And the best thing, I honestly think that the best thing that you can do is just breaking down your goals into smaller sections. Just really taking the stress off of having this one big target and chipping away slowly at it. I think that if you can chip away $100 at a time, or $500 and $300 and $1,000 and $1,500, whether it's, again, you're washing cars or you're trading, or you have an online store, and that $1,000 is just your $1,000 profitable day, and that $1,500 is your $1,500 profitable day, whatever the case is. I think it's very important to have smaller goals. I think it's very important to have micro goals, and to break it down as simple and as easy and as stress-free as possible, because the more that you can do that, the easier you're going to make it on yourself. And at the end of the day, you want to make the journey and your path as enjoyable as possible. Obviously, there's going to be speed bumps, there's going to be obstacles that get in the way, there's going to be things that are out of your control, like everything that's been going on in the world right now. It's throwing a lot of obstacles for a lot of people, including myself, business-wise. So there's going to be, you have to control what you're in control of. You can't stress about things you're not in control of, because at the end of the day, you're putting energy towards things that you can't change. There's not one of us that can go out there and erase what's been going on for the last few months. There's not one of us that can change or wake up in the morning and snap our fingers and make it be gone, right? That's just not the reality of life. So we have to deal with the things that we can't change, and we have to work on changing the things that we can, which is ourselves, which is our environment, which is the people around us, which is the daily habits that we have, the stuff that we consume, the media that we consume, if we watch news, the music that we consume, how we let people treat us. There's so many different things that we ourselves can control that people don't pay attention to. People really just pay attention to, oh, well, this is going on, so I'm going to sit around and do nothing, or, oh no, you know what, this person did this to me, or this person did that to me, or I'm in this situation because of this, instead of saying, well, like, I'm in this situation, but how can I get myself out of it? What steps can I take to get to where I want to be? What steps can I take to reverse if you made a mistake with something, if you did something you shouldn't have done, whatever the case is? What steps can you take to correct that? What steps can you take to go in the positive direction? What steps can you take to, at the end of the day, like, just whether good or bad, there's always room for progress, there's always room to grow, there's always room for us to become a better version of ourselves every single day, no matter what we're doing. That's why you see athletes winning championships over and over again. That's why you see someone like Lewis Hamilton winning his 7th world championship, when he could have retired by now. He could have taken his championships, he could have taken all his wins and the records he's already set and called it a day, but he decided, you know what, Michael Schumacher has 7 championships, he's the world's best race car driver as of now. I still have a few years left underneath my belt. Let me see how far I can push it. Let me see how far I can push myself. And still to this day, when you watch his interviews, when you watch his races, and when you watch the post-race interviews, he still says that when he's out on track, he's always pushing himself to the limit. He's always pushing himself to become better in some area. He's always pushing himself to learn the car better, to learn himself better, to learn the track better, to learn the tires better, to learn everything better that he can. And that's why he's able to be, at this point, he's the most elite race car driver there's ever been, and possibly may ever be. He holds the record for the most wins. He holds the record for the most pole positions. I'm sure he holds a lot of records for lap times at tracks. This coming season, this season that we're in right now, he just won his 7th championship, so he's tied for the most championships, the most world titles in racing in Formula One. One more year, he's going to be holding that record as well, that's a big thing to achieve, to win the championship 8 years in something where it's almost impossible, not impossible, but it's very difficult to win it once. The huge accomplishment and the adversity he's gone through, and just the obstacles and everything, and if you watch his episode with David Letterman on Netflix, he talks about it. Like, everybody goes through mental health problems and just like suffers from mental health on some sort of level. He's an athlete at the highest level, he's a race car driver at the highest level, and he still till this day suffers from mental health issues. He still suffers from the stuff that regular people, people that you're going to cross on the road that you don't even know that they're suffering from it, are going through on a daily basis. So you have to do things on a daily basis that are going to push you to your best self. You have to do things on a daily basis that are going to elevate you and help you get closer to your goals. And I think that breaking down goals into micro goals is very, very important. I think it's very important for your mental health as well, because having those little wins and having those little steps and those little bumps forward get you a little closer to your end goal and to where you want to be in life, right? And I think that only focusing on one big goal can be very discouraging, especially on harder days. So having those micro goals and being able to say, you know what, like the last 10 days or the last 12 days or the last month or 2 or 3 months have been amazing, and the last few days have been tough, but if the previous days to those days were amazing, then why can't the days coming up be amazing, right? So it flips a switch in your mindset, and it helps you to detach yourself from the current situation and focus on the bigger picture, but be able to appreciate the little steps and little gains that you've made along the way. So I hope that this brought some insight to you. I hope that it reassures you that even if you're taking little steps every day, you're still heading in the right direction and you're still going to be able to achieve what you want to in life. But with that being said, like always, hit the like button, smash the subscribe, turn on your bell notifications, and we'll see you on the next one.